Hello everybody and welcome back to Broken Brian, and today we're going to look at something from IGN and something I haven't made an update about, but I probably should from time to time when I notice these things. IGN's a good source of getting initial information. Their conclusions are always wildly out the top, because not only has the title changed from this, which was why our stream users review bombing Assassin's Creed, to now stream users are review bombing Assassin's Creed Origins, and they're one of the reasons that I always show the article on my videos, because I did one a long time ago and didn't actually show the physical article. So now IGN is one of those sites that I don't pull up all too often, but anyways, they're the one that actually published an article about this, and here's the reason. There's a lot to unpack here, and I'll do it as succinctly as possible. First off, it's not review bombing. It's not. Why there's so many negative reviews in the last few weeks for Assassin's Creed Origins, for a much older game, all of a sudden, here's why. Because Steam, during their winter sale, which was like 2.5 weeks, Assassin's Creed Origins was 80% off. So you could get the game for about $9. And it was one of those ones that, if I was going to play, and like I talked to some people, if I was going to play one Assassin's Creed game, because I don't want to get into the whole franchise, I want to play it, so I played one. Everyone that I asked always said Origins, and so it's been on my wish list. But I didn't purchase it because I purchased way too many games during their wishlist sale. And I saw the negative reviews and I was like, oh, people are having problems with the game. And it's an older game. And I'm like, okay, so I won't get it, fine. It'll come up for sale again, I'm sure. Or I may just buy it full price later on. Who knows? I don't know. I've got a backlog I'm not worried about. So the newest update, the 24H2 for Microsoft Windows 11, is bricking all of Ubisoft's games and a lot of other games. And the reason for this is the update for Windows makes a change to the auto HDR system in Windows. The auto HDR is your high def resolution subroutine. I'm not sure exactly what you call it, but Ubisoft consistently utilizes this feature inside Windows, and because they changed it, it's bricked all their games. Other games also utilize this feature, and it's bricked some of those. I've seen issues. I've seen people talking about it like it's ruined Roblox, which has been around forever. My kids play it constantly. And I mean, yeah, but they play it on their phone, so they're not having a problem. But if you're playing on a Windows, yeah, you can't even play Roblox because it utilizes that same protocol. And this is the problem with it. And Microsoft, once they figured it out, have put a block that if the Windows Update detects that you have any Ubisoft games installed, it will block you from installing that update because it's consistent across Ubisoft's games. And therein lies the problem. So the review bombing was a lot of people posting negative reviews to get people's attention. Hey, this is a really good game, but be warned, if you buy it right now, the newest Windows major update will brick the game. Take this information and purchase accordingly. So you could purchase it now, but don't try to play it until Windows fixes this issue. That's what it was. It wasn't review bombing. And you'll find on other Steam games where people have pointed out, hey, right now, this has broken this game. This has broken this game. And you can go back and delete reviews and things like that, so it's not a big deal. But yes, it's got a lot. It's comes up as mixed reviews for the recent reviews, because people are trying to warn people that are playing this on a Windows system, and maybe not their Steam Deck, or if they're playing it on Linux or Mac, that yes, you can buy it, but right now, if you've installed this update, it will not play. And that's the big thing. It's not review bombing it's not like, because review bombing implies that they're doing it to damage the reputation of the game. And this is a communal warning to people purchasing the game through Steam. Hey, we're not saying don't buy it, just don't install it and play it. And that's what it was. Because some people won't go into the community, but they'll look at the reviews and people are like, why is there so many bad reviews? Oh, maybe I shouldn't buy this yet. And there was no ill intent behind the Steam community putting negative reviews on Assassin's Creed Origins and other Ubisoft games. It was, please be warned, you can't play the game right now if you've updated. Now, as someone who's been in IT for years, decades, way too long to not have said this on a video. Windows updates, major updates, always do the security updates. If it's got a security update for Defender or anything like that, always run those. Always install those like as soon as you get them. But major updates like 24H2 and other things like that, back in the day they were called service packs and things like that. But these are a little different. I do a little more in some areas, a little less in some. But major updates, wait 3 months. You're like, but why? This is why. Things like this happen. And they happen consistently. And this time maybe doing it, but every time a major update was forced to be installed anywhere I was, for years it was like, okay, time to go and download the newest printer drivers for the company, because consistently it would break at least 2 different models of HP printers, usually one of Dell/Lexmark when they were branding their Dell printers as Lexmark printers as Dell and reselling them. If you didn't know that, for years, like the 90s and the early aughts, all Dell printers were just Lexmark printers with the Dell logo and coloring. But, I mean, it was just consistent. I was just kind of like, okay, which printers is it going to be this time that I have to go reinstall across the network? And printers was always one of the biggest things with major updates, but also it would disrupt a lot. Occasionally, probably about once every 2 to 3 years, it would disrupt Adobe. I mean, hey, at a company, we need our Acrobat. We've got files we have to protect, encode, and encrypt and send to other clients. We need our Acrobat, and now it's bricked because of this new Microsoft update. There's always something, and that's just the way things are. It's going to cause slight inconvenience, and we can sit here and debate how to test it and how to do it. But it's one of those things, even with all the list of all the known things to test it against, it has what you would call a sterile or clean testing environment on a PC that they just built to do this testing, or this OS to do this testing. It can come across perfect. But out in the real world, there are things that have been modded, things that have been installed that you don't know, that they don't realize, and that can conflict and create other problems. Yes, Microsoft could do more, but they can never do it perfect. Same with Macs, same with Linux. You're just pushing major updates after everything is running fine. There's always a risk something's going to break. And that's just the nature of technology. And because there's so many unforeseen things and so many things that an end user can do to do this, that for something like this to happen hasn't really happened majorly yet. In a while, I should say. It definitely hasn't happened in 2024. I would have heard about it. But this was a big one. And this hasn't affected anything I played. I played Vampire for about 4 hours last night, and no problems whatsoever. And just everything was fine. No problem. No problem with the game or whatever. So it's not breaking all gaming. It's just games that utilize the auto HDR feature in Windows. So Ubisoft uses it across the board on their games. Some other developers use it as well. But since it may or may not be all their products or everything, you kind of guess. So if you don't have the 24H2 installed, you're good. I don't, because it came out early December, I think, or late November, and I was like, yeah, not yet. I wait 3 months, because usually within that 3 months, you'll be like, and patch for 24H2. There'll be a little patch that fixes some of the problems that they found. That's when I'm ready to install. And that's when I recommend people install. Back in the day when it was one of those things, I would tell people not to even upgrade to the newest OS for Windows till the 3rd service pack, and for Mac until the 2nd major update. That seems to be their sweet spots. I can get the new Mac OS. I wouldn't do it yet. Why? Because it may not work for everything you use. If everything you're using is working just fine right now, upgrading OSs and doing major updates may not be the best thing. Give it some time. But always install those security patches, because those are separate from a full system update. They're just updating security definitions and file types and file names that the system searches for. So always do security updates, but major updates, wait 3 months. And that's where this comes down to. And it's, of course, IGN's like, they're review bombing. No, they're not. This is the Steam community coming together and saying, hey, careful. Have you installed this update? Yes. Don't play this game yet. Not until they fix it. That's the whole thing. That's it. That's 100% what this is. It's not to be, because I think they did fix Valhalla and Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, and Avatar. I think they fixed Avatar. But, yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm not worried about the buyout. We're just more about, it dropped a mix because people are trying to warn people, and yeah, it's very positive. Everyone says it's the best everyone I talked to that's played Assassin's Creed that I know personally has said Origins is their favorite. So yeah, it's a good game. The reviews are not negative reviews as something that's, sometimes people are like, oh, why this got negative reviews? Because it's a terrible game? It's not. It's a warning. So, as a community, the Steam community tries to warn people that are not in this thing, every day looking at the different updates and what it's done. And I knew this was happening, but I was like, oh, someone actually published an article about it. So, I'll talk about it. And I just want to put this out there that it may be possible that you can not play some of your games on PC if you have this update. Not just Ubisoft. There may be other games you can't play. You can go into your Windows settings and go into the advanced update settings and uninstall the update. This is what I call a Hail Mary, because sometimes it will uninstall the update properly, and sometimes it will leave a little bit of code that still causes a problem. So if you're having problems, go to your system settings, uninstall the 24H2 update. Hopefully it can get you going. And next time, seriously, March, go ahead and probably install this update. But until then, don't. That's my personal personal recommendation, do with it as you will. But as someone who's been in IT for over 2 decades, I promise you, this isn't a crazy recommendation, I'm telling you. Just trust me. And I don't know what other problems 2.4H2 has caused, but I'm sure there's probably little things, it'd be like, oh, people like this. Oh, this is fine for everybody, but anybody using QuickBooks is ruined. It may be something, a smaller subsection of users. This program is bricked and this is bricked. But since this is gaming, I want to just spread it out and just give my advice. Major updates, wait. Don't be in a rush to install major updates, because they go from clean environment to real environment, and that doesn't always translate perfectly well. So until then, just relax, just check, and if your games start breaking, you don't know why, try to go and uninstall it. Wait. Go to the developer's website, whatever company developed the game you're working on, see if they've released a patch for you to download to fix the issue until Microsoft fixes the issue. There's ways to figure this out, but don't panic. This happens. It's an annoyance. It's aggravating. I know, I get it 100%, but don't worry. Microsoft's working on it. Developers are working on it. You just gotta navigate major updates. And this is why my suggestion is hold off on major updates. Let other people figure this problem out. So you don't have to deal with the stressful situation that is your computer's not working right. Let other people deal with it. They fix it, then you're good to go. That's my recommendation. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that completely disagree with me. That's okay too. This is a recommendation. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm telling you what I would do if I was in this situation. And right now, that little update with the blue dot on my Windows 11 PC has been there for a while, and I still have not installed it. And I will not install it until I see at least some updates released for that update. So, until next time, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.